Good evening,
prefer to prevent intermingling with very young kids and teenagers. Children are very different, and their needs are different between those ages. I prefer to reduce the exposure to the topics and interests of older kids away from the younger ones as much as possible. Not because I think older kids are a problem, but their needs and focus are very different from those of young kids. I'm not a very good public speaker, but that's my concerns for my daughter. And it's a good distance from my house to the middle school. So that's what I have. I appreciate it.
Mr. Washington. Yes.
What do you do, Mr. Washington? What do you do? What do you do?
Oh, where are they? Look over here.
He said, where do you live?
Yeah, right
Really,
here.
right here.
Yeah, right. Right down the street. Right.
Hold the microphone, so everyone hears what you're saying.
All right. Miss Young Ford. If I said that correct. Miss Ford.
I'm not going to speak now, I'll be straight to the point. Good afternoon, Pastor. All right, so this evening is for talking about closure of the school, correct? My concern with the closure of the school is the distance that the children live from, I believe the school we're trying to get them, you're trying to get them to is Clarkin. My community in Kelly, those children have to go on a bus from experience around 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. Your buses not going that early, which, I mean, and they're getting home around maybe 6. That is not, really not time for them to get their proper rest, want them to be successful in school. They need to get their schoolwork, study. I mean, it's not really the best thing for the children as far as, you know, driving and getting home time to do their schoolwork and whatnot. Yeah, that's close. So we need to think about the proper rest for the children, how long they're going to be on the bus. That's very important if you want to. That's okay.
All right. Dr. Carolyn Austin.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the Board of Education, and everyone here. My name is Shirley Ray Hoskins, a graduate of this school, and have position in our pastor, Tabernacle Holiness Church, which is 2.5 miles from this location. I'm asking you to keep East Arcadia School open. Please do not close East Arcadia School. In the interest of the very young children, traveling the long distance to Clarkton will surely have a negative impact on their ability to learn. How can they learn after they travel that long distance? It'll have a negative impact on their physical and their emotional being. In the interest of our community, we need a school in the southeastern part of this county. You have neglected to make any improvements in the school in years, and now you want to close it because it needs repairs that you should have been doing all along. Our citizens in this area pay taxes too, and we expect and deserve that you make some investments in our part of town.
was posted on your Facebook page, December the 23rd, Christmas, and nobody was looking at your Facebook page. The board offices were closed, and so people did not have access to the information and ask questions regarding the details. And then Wednesday night, traditionally, always, has been Bible study and prayer meeting night at our churches, and many are not here for my ass because they say, I'm going to church. I'm requesting that you have another public hearing at a time that is convenient for the people to attend. And I hope that you will consider not closing our school. And I hope that what I heard since I've been here is that the decision is already delayed. I hope that that is not true. Thank you for listening, and please do not close East Arcadia School.
All right, Mr. Lou Will. Ms. Lou Will.
Thank you. In your closure and consolidation study, you indicate that the East Arcadia facility is designated as being in poor condition by the North Carolina DPI. My question is, why have you been so negligent about the maintenance and upkeep of this school and have allowed it to deteriorate to this point? Can you provide the community a detailed list of how much money you have been spending on maintenance and repairs at this school for the past 10 years? Your study also itemizes critical needs at this facility, requiring a large amount of money. Can you provide the community with more specific details, repair orders, bids, or other documents that you used to come up with this estimate? Your study also states that there are similar school bus pickup and drop-off times post-consolidation. How is this possible, since Clarkwood School of Discovery is 27 miles from East Arcadia School? In your study, you also refer to this school as being geographically isolated. That is not a reason to close this school. This statement indicates that you are unwilling to provide the same access to education to students in this area as you do for students in other areas of the county. The citizens in this area pay taxes at the same rate as everybody else in Blaine County. But our students deserve the same services and resources as everyone else. Please keep East Arcadia School open. Thank you.
Mr. Kenneth Keith.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Kenneth Keith. I'm a graduate of the last high school graduate class here prior to integration. Had a class of 48, 21 with the institutions of higher learning. We were a high-performing school. The children here now come from the same genetic pool we came from. But it started, they divided the school, started shipping children. Many counties had children in Penn County from certain areas. Guess who paid for it? But about here, that was another goal, but you inherited this end result of put on those years. Now, I've gone through this report very detailed. I've got several cases that I can't really get it. But I've served on I retired from North Carolina Public Schools, North Carolina Administrative Office and Court. I've been a school administrator. I retired. I was on Penn County School Board, so I've been a school board. I know where you're at. Also, look at the data. The decision's already been made, so you need to be honest with the people. They don't know the truth. But there's some things that I should have mentioned one is only 6 minutes difference in the morning, and about 12, 13 minutes difference in the evening. That's impossible. Because you add 27 miles to the time it would take to get to here, so the red flag, that's not right. I grew up in the Kelly community, across on the other side. This study didn't address what's going to happen to those kids coming from Idaho all the way down to Toledo, to send those children to Lake Lakes. That wasn't addressed in the study. So I got a lot of family over there. From the county line to Lake Lakes, it's 39 miles. Check it today. There again, I go to school bus, so I know how much time it takes to get there. You still talking about putting children on these K-5 schools on the bus for a couple hours. I mean, back to the facts. And that's going to hurt. I looked at the test scores. You let children leave, you help. Now your children can go to private school, you take the money. You're not taking money from the school. You see how the system is working against what's going on. Yes, much to be done here. You got kids come out here to be media kid. You got the advanced placement schools. We're going to provide for those children get stuff. They're not going to get it up there in college. You got kids that got there read to them twice that week. So, look at the red flags, the damage is going to be done, and don't make decisions that can't pass the screen test. Yes, sir.
How long will it take you to get here and get everything you
Depends on what we're driving.
do? Well, I just want to walk down and move on.
We have 24 miles, 24 minutes, 55 miles per hour, or 45. School bus stop on the road, on the track. Takes quite a bit of time. Coming from Kevin, 15, 20 minutes. Mr. Dennis Thorpe.
The chairman of the board is the secretary of the board members. We're standing here for one of those you got an opportunity here to keep the school open, and I hope y'all will keep it down in your heart and keep Eastern Cape open. I thank you very much, you could be where we're at today, but we had a child. 20 miles, how many miles up there go to school? You graduate right here in school, you get out of there, and most of them look here, you got to graduate from school. Be bus 20 some miles up the road. Don't have to school to be successful. My thing, as lady in the college, because I've been here 30 years as a board chair, is what can you do to help a student be successful? I'm going to say to y'all tonight, what can y'all do to help Eastern Cape stay open and don't bust everybody from the east end all the way up 87 Howard? Now, when I walk out my house, and if I say a sign across the street, I don't care. But when I walk out my house and say a sign is not, wow, that makes it good. Y'all please keep Eastern Cape school open, because this is in my yard.
This, Angelina Rhodes.
Good evening, members of the board, superintendent, and our lovely, faithful community. My name is Angelina Rhodes. I am a 1969 graduate of the school. I live in the Coastal community. I have volunteered in this school, working with the children for over 10 years. I thank you for the opportunity to speak. I come with very deep concern regarding the proposed
Keith.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Trying to be an optimist, but I guess I'm a realist as well. There's been a lot of great things said in support of the school. But I'd like to just take a little bit of time to tell you about what it's about the way. I'm Randolph Eaton. I'm a nonprofit director, elected official down the road, and I went to school here. Mid-70s, I think. They graduated in 1979. But I would like to just first thank Mr. Weimer and the staff here at the school. Mr. Weimer's done a wonderful job with our students along with his staff. As many may know from previous data, the testing and low doses have been an ongoing challenge here at the school. The staff here, the leadership, Mr. Weimer, has done a masterful job with collaborating and partnering with the community to help bridge the gap with the limited resources that they have. Mr. Weimer in the past shared with me that it's always been his goal to increase the enrollment because he knew that if not, he would have lived that the school would be closed. And Mr. Weimer and the staff did their part. They actually going over and beyond from working with students. Oftentimes you see Mr. Weimer and staff taking students into his office just to calm down when they have a bad day. And never could imagine seeing a principal volunteering to drive the school bus. Always trying to keep our love, keep our kids school open. We all know that there is an assault on education. It's also a state of government getting that. So here in our community, we've seen 2 Head Start programs over the past few years. We always talk about children's resilience, the ability to bounce back from adversity, stress, trauma, and tragedy. It is our hope that we put a plan together so that our children would have what they need to not only bounce back but to thrive if this plan is approved. East Arcadia School has always been a community hub. It has always been a thing that kept the community together. East Arcadia Academy, Harvest Creek, Moore Swamp, even folks in Sandy in the Columbus County area. This has been a place where folks have a chance to gather. School reunions, important community meetings, funerals, community celebrations. It also serves as a place for recreation, as there is no other facility available for our youth. The ability to use the school as a community resource. So in closing, please, we thank you for listening to us, and I wish you
Mr. Jerry Gray.
I graduated from this school, graduated in 1957, so I tell you, quite a few years on it. But I consider this school my school, we support it, and I can't envision having this school closed and have children travel a distance that you suppose that they do. As kids are small, they're young, they start getting up real early in the morning and coming home late in the evening, and then we expect them to keep their grades up like anybody else, like other schools. So I'm not a speaker, but I just want to say, do not go to the school. Let it stay in the community and support the community. Thank you.
Good evening, board. I graduated from East Blaine High School in 1973, a turbulent time. And I can attest to the fact that the students on this end of the road were negatively impacted. Because of the distance, many of us were not able to participate in any activity. Most of our parents were working, were not able to attend school meetings and various school activities. And I can only imagine what it's going to do to these little kids getting on the bus early in the morning and going to school and expected to function. I asked the board that they would please review their plans and if there's any way possible, keep the school open.
Rhonda Hall.
Y'all hear me? Good. Schools and churches are essential to our communities. They are the means for the community to be able to communicate and the means for economic development. Anybody that's looking to move a business, an individual, a resident, or anybody else looking to move to an area are going to look at it. Is there a school there and is there a church? So, for economic development, I would ask that you spend some money on this end of the county so that we can grow, just like with other people in the county. Placing children from outside of the community to be educated is a disservice to the children. Young children will have to be getting on the bus as early as 5 o'clock a.m., not to mention the bus driver will leave their home 4:30 in the morning. When a child travels, I just got some traveling with my name. When you're that close and have to travel a long way, you get antsy, you get tense, you begin not to love one another. You not love one another, I love my family, but you begin not to want to be around each other right away. And they get in trouble, and then they're in the office, and when you're in the office, you're not asking, what is that for a child? That's just too long of a distance for a child to have to travel. Yes, you can put buses on the bus, but that's not enough. Athletics. As far as athletics go, our children, like every other child in this county, are suffering from obesity. And they get to exercise in this street. For them to have to go all the way to Carter, they will not get to compete in athletic activities because of the simple fact that parents and single parents that do have parents that have to work and they won't be able to get their children up there for that activity that they need as far as athletics. I would like to ask the board to consider the amount of money that they put in this area within the last 10 years. You know, a school is only going to maintain itself and be maintenance and upkept
Good afternoon. I am a graduate of this school. And about occasion, the school board and the school officials get the idea that they don't want these certificates to have a school. The first time I remember is when they were building this jail. They say they did not have the money to put air conditioning in this place. We, the committee and the community said, okay, give us some time. They laughed and said, you could have from Tuesday to Monday. And if we get that money, we'll build this gym, continue with air conditioning, because we know you'll never put it in if you don't. Monday morning, Bernie Brown and a couple of other people walked into the school building with a check for $8,000 and some dollars. They put air conditioning in the school. The next thing I remember, and I'm very old and I don't remember a lot, and I don't want to remember a lot, but not this kind of thing. I don't want to come to another meeting where you have said the people in East Arcadia and Commerce Street are not regular human beings. They don't do what those people do. And we say, you're right. We will not accept second class. And one thing I wanted to remind you of, that a lot of you are too old, too young to remember. When this building was built, when they walked in with that, they say, we give it to you because if this building and the others are ever not used for school, they will revert to the community. So if you decide to build this building, remember to give us the key, because we have it in writing, it is in your records, and some of the children of the people who are here are still here.
Michael Cargill.
I'd like to say to the community that I was on the board city where you guys sitting at about 20 years ago. This has been a situation that's been keep around, push around, until I said 20 years ago, this was being up at, sitting trying to figure out how to keep the school this. Because you have to make a investment in something that you work for, and you have to invest in things to get returns. And when we first talked about the school, it was because it was deteriorating, people were leaving it fast. I remember in 95, I came down here and played baseball around here. It was a school full of kids. And I was looking at the way milk. Came back, and all of a sudden, kids started excellent. And I came down and looked at the building, and I was on the board, and I said, what in the world is this going on at the school? The kids are sitting there because this is in bad shape. And I don't think there has been enough investment in this community and in this school. And I don't like to talk about racial things, but the demographics may be a factor. We need to take it as reality. And demographics need to be perspective of what's going on. All I got to do is around. Are you willing to invest? Not so much you need a new school, you when you come in, add to the bill, certain things, get some of that population to come back. You got to invest in all those schools. You got to invest in them now. You can invest in this school the same way. It's not beyond that point that you cannot invest back into it and turn it around. Because it's been this way for the last 20 years or longer. And it's deteriorating mode. Y'all still on the board, and you got to make a decision whether to keep on deteriorating, go out of the system, or you work the time to invest back into it, keep it working. Because it's been happening. This ain't something happening. It's something like this, something advanced. Not as advanced. This has been going on for years. And when you look at the schools, the forms of the schools, I look at some situations going on out here about, you got first, second, third grade children, one class, fourth, fifth, sixth grade, and one class. That's going back to the 1940s. People come in here, and it's extremely difficult for them to try to comprehend all the reasons at one time, and set it class. So this school been made a whole lot of challenges, a lot of things I think have just not had investment from the board. Welcome to County Commission, I was sitting on the board, 7 years of money, 7 years of resources, 71 different grants. If you put a school in place, you don't have the money, they can challenge it, but they are.
Mrs. Jacqueline Rhodes.
Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. First, I would like to ask a question. Why is this school scheduled to close? Second, I would like to say, please consider not closing this school. We need this school in our community. I would like to speak on the hardship that it will cost our children, especially our young babies. Getting up so early in the morning, getting home late in the evening. They don't have time to be children, to play, to do homework, and other things that children do. This day and time, it should not be that difficult to get an education. I feel that you are setting up our children to fail. Having to travel 27 miles, and these are babies. I mean, that's a hardship. And I ask that you please consider not to close the school. This school is needed in the community. Now, some other comments that I tried to get on. Talk about the distance, the hardship. And the condition of the school is not bad. They have some of the state-of-the-art classrooms here. Very good. Have you toured the school? Have any of you toured the school? So you know, this school is not in bad shape. This is a good school. Having to travel all the way to Concord because of hardship. Please consider not closing this school. This school is a gem. Maybe not to you, but to the people in our community. And I'd like to say, I graduated from this school also. Thank you for the opportunity.
Dr. William Gould.
And while I was there, on just before I entered, Booker T. Elementary School was also closed. If you look at the population of Booker T, it mirrors the population here in Shawkey. So you close these schools without considering, and if you did, it doesn't make sense to us. We have the residents of our children, and we want to know if you are interested in our children. If you do, put yourself in our spot. Would you want to plus your children? Would you want your children to have a best justice system? So if so, do a consideration. Clarkson is a minister. It would take millions of dollars to retrofit that school to meet North Carolina law in elementary school. For pre-K, kindergarten, and school, 1 through 3. K is 1 through 5. Grades 3, K is 3. Now, is it your intention to say Clarkson at the second option? Because that's a cap. Do you move Booker T to Blaisdell? I am not going to stand and say that you can. Why are you asking for us to sacrifice just to support another school? We thought there was a private school, and now it's using public property. You didn't close it in when they were 18, so why are you going down to your head? So, you can also, we did it as a member of the county commission, I supported the board when they want to consolidate the schools on the west side. Plainview and Charter for the new school. That same consideration should have been done in Shawkey from the There are dollars that we can fund. These Shawkey should get funds, either public, private, or county dollars. We pay taxes, where are our dollars? You get lottery money, where's those dollars? We spend money for a gym and high school, you want to put them in do the same thing for our school. But I also like to see your priorities. Your feasibility study to say why this school is closed. And if that's the decision was made on the impact of the children was part of that. Thank you.
This time, that's all we have, that has signed up to speak. Do we have anyone that would like to speak? Come forward at this time. What was your name? Look close to the board, so
Look, there's some question right now about where the money went, or where it is, that was supposed to come from Blaine and Columbus County Schools. They don't know where, they're trying to find it. Where is it? Where's the money? Look, when I went to school here, when I started school, we got all the FOs from the other schools. We never got new books.
study. We did a study. We did a study. Was there a study done for this? I did a study in my house. My son went to school about 5 miles from my house to here. Honors program, 4s on COGs. He hit his slave. He was sleeping in his first class. He was flunking in his second class. And was trying to hold on for the third class till he got on the bus. Now when he got on the bus, he went to sleep. So when he got home, his sleep rhythm was messed up. He was up until 2 in the morning trying to go to sleep. Has anybody thought about little children on a bus doing 35 miles an hour? You think you got any idea how long you will ride 35 miles an hour? These teachers know my children. They know that extra thing they need to do to keep them focused. When I went to East Lake, I didn't know none of my teachers. And then I got put in a class where I had to constantly prove that I was just as good or better than anybody who went to school in the religion time. And like I didn't say, everybody out of my class who went to school here, we were successful. We were successful. Now either you're doing a study for success, or you're doing study for bottom line. You can take your choice which one you can go to sleep with. But I can't sleep with my grandchildren and my own family having to drive a bus when the money has been allocated to take care of us.
Those people got on the bus, was supposed to get on at a certain time, but in order to get to school on time, I got there and moved our people about 15 minutes early to get them to school on time. And I could see those children ride that bus on the back. They didn't have time to breakfast at home, 5 o'clock in the morning. They got to school, the breakfast had already been served. They was served with everything. This is a dishonest to our children, and I beg you for remembrance to take the decision that's in the best interest of our children.
For some of you, I'm sure I'm a stranger. I do not live in Lake County. I did not graduate from this school, but I spent 35 and a half years in public classroom. Pre-K through 5th grade. I had seen children come in. They didn't even have to get bused. They come in and they slept all day, even if they stayed down the road. Can you imagine what it's going to be like for a child getting up at 5 o'clock to get being up by 5 o'clock to get on the bus, be bused, go sit in the classroom, teacher stands gone. They're not going to be paying attention. They're not interested in learning. They don't want that. They want to rest. And then they get home, talk about homework. They don't see anything about homework. About 15 minutes. They want to take a nap. And just like he said, they're low sleep early when they get home, up in the middle of the night, and they're up half the night, no school expected to perform. That's not reasonable. I looked at your mission statement before I came here. I read the mission statement of Lake County Schools. You're not going to be able to achieve that. Busting those children, keeping them out on the bus, that on to get them to school. They're not one right here in the community. That can serve them if you're willing to investigate. Education has gone
outside of the mission. We talk about educating the whole child, we're not even educating half the child, most of the time. That's the simple. And it's not a black white issue, I've seen it. It's more so, yeah, it is black white issue in some areas. But I've seen it happen in black children and white children. They sleep because when they get to school because they've been on the school bus so long, trying to get to school to learn. What they learn? Nothing. Because remember, and then you're going to have a teacher over there, if she's not really dedicated, you think she's going to go over there and try to stimulate the child, get that child to learn, she's going to teach them what they're already doing. I think somebody go with. Some of them, I lived in Rosen County. When I first went to education, CPL was just over. Kids came in with obstacles forward. We didn't have to worry about it because we had professionals that would come in and bring their children, and their children had when they got in the doors. But you know what? CPL started moving out. Now they're struggling in areas. I tell you, I spent 35 and a half years working up in Madison, so I've seen it all. I'm monitoring on the bus. We would leave that bus parking lot at 5 o'clock. It would be 6 o'clock when we pulled that bus back in the parking lot. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, especially if you got a school here. And by the way, I'm passing College Street, in College Street, I'm passing College Street, in Design Church, and I'm proud to be a pastor of that community. You see, they love this community. And I know that they love you back. But the next thing is, you can think about the children. You can think about the children, but you know what? We've all got to give an account one day.
I would just like to say from where I'm sitting, my name is Delilah Capers. I grew
are the young people gonna get any promotions to be better than what we are? I'd just like for us just to take time and just answer one question for me tonight. Who do you think is in charge of this work? God is in charge. And I heard someone say that the decision has already been made. Well, we hope you will rewind your decision and do not close this school. And can I get a chant from everyone here? Do not close this school. Do not close this school.
It is time, if we don't have anybody else that wants to come forward, we can motion on the floor to adjourn. Have a second. Any second? All those in favor, by signify by saying aye. All opposed? And again, thank everybody for being here.